I made $108,000 last month. I'm 21 years old. I'm running an online business. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I did it. So you can basically just copy exactly what I did to do it. But here's the problem. I basically got my Instagram DM shut down this morning. I woke up, I looked at my phone, tried to send a couple messages. In fact, I'm meeting up a couple clients here in Arizona, and I tried to message them and tell them the address of where we're meeting up, and I couldn't. It said my Instagram DMs were going to be shut down for the next 7 days for violating community guidelines or something. And we make all of our money. I'm talking like all of our money through Instagram and Instagram DMs. And so at first I was like, oh, that's a pretty bad thing that our Instagram got shut down. But then it got me thinking, and that's why I'm making this video, that it really has nothing to do with Instagram. It has nothing to do with the amazing offer that I've put together. It has nothing to do with pretty much any of that stuff. Nothing to do with the Instagram platform or some crazy algorithm or some crazy ad strategy that I'm using. It has nothing to do with all of that. All it has to do with is understanding the foundations of how online business works and how to make money online. And if you understand those foundations, it doesn't matter if it's Instagram, if it's TikTok, if it's YouTube. It really doesn't matter what platform you're on, how you make your money. If you understand the foundations of how online business works, you'll always be able to go out and make $100,000 a month. So in this video, my goal is to break down what are those foundations so that you can go learn those foundations rather than just thinking about tactics and strategies. Tactics and strategies like here's how to use the new Instagram ad strategy, those are great. But those only work when you have a solid foundation built, and then you can use the right tactics and strategies when you have that foundation. So in this video, I'm going to cover 3 things. Number 1, I'm going to cover marketing. Very basic term, but basically like how do I market, what's my philosophy behind marketing, and how it made me over $100,000 a month. 2, I'm going to cover sales and my philosophy around sales and how I sell, how I think about sales, and how you can set appointments in your calendar and close appointments, and that's the only thing stopping you from making your first $10,000 and $100,000 a month. And then lastly, I'm going to cover fulfillment and how the heck do I fulfill on my offer, whether it's an agency, whether you wanted to start coaching or consulting, doesn't matter. I'm going to cover fulfillment and exactly how it works and those 3 structures and the foundations. And then at the end, maybe I'll go into some tactics and strategies of how we use specifically Instagram to help us make $100,000 a month using the foundations that I'm going to go over in this video. But again, you need to understand the foundations if you ever want to learn the tactics or strategies. When I first started advertising on Instagram, I honestly didn't think it was going to work because I didn't know why it was going to work. All I thought was like, I know that a lot of people run Instagram ads, so if I do the same thing, it's got to work for me too, right? Like there's some magical thing about the algorithm and how it works. And the reality is that's not how advertising works. That's not how TikTok works or going viral on YouTube works. That's not how really any of that stuff works. There's no magic sauce. There's no secret behind any of it. What I had to do was first understand what are the foundations of marketing. The foundations of marketing are literally 2 things. Number 1 is getting attention. That's it. Now, whether you do that organically on YouTube, whether you do that organically through short videos, or whether you do that through paid advertising, which is where most of our attention comes from, you need to get attention. Now, attention is also great. But if we go back to step 0, if attention was step 1, if we go to step 0 for a second, step 0 is first we need to figure out what the heck are we selling? And that's where most people go wrong, is because if you don't have a solid foundation or a solid offer that your entire business is built off of, you're trying to advertise a crappy product when it's much easier to build a really good product and a really good offer and be half as good at advertising. So the first step obviously is to have an offer, but this video is not talking about offers and how to create good offers. I have other videos on that if you want to watch those videos. The first key step is once you have that solidified offer, you know who you're working with, what's the outcome you're going to get them, and third, what's the mechanism or unique mechanism, basically the way you provide those results, whether it's Facebook ads or your social funnel, whatever you want to call it. So, getting attention. Second is capturing attention. Getting views on YouTube is great, but views on YouTube actually don't do me any good. Maybe I would get some AdSense or something like that, but views on YouTube really don't do me much good. Neither do views on Instagram. So getting attention in and of itself is kind of useless. What you need to do with the attention is to capture the attention. Now, what does that mean? Capturing the attention means that you're actually able to contact a person. So for example, if I were to collect your name, email, and phone number, I would be capturing your attention. So number 1 would be the ad. You'd see the ad. That's getting your attention. Step 2 would be to capture your attention. Now, if I capture your attention via name, email, phone number, or maybe you just follow me on Instagram, or maybe you DM me on Instagram. I've captured your attention, I know who you are, and I can actually contact you. Whether I call you, email you, DM you, it doesn't matter. I can actually contact you and move on to step 3, which is have a conversation. So 1, getting attention. Organic, great. Paid ads is what I use. It's the most predictable, consistent way to actually get attention. Step 2, you need to capture the attention that you get. Otherwise, the attention is absolutely useless. Step 3 is once you've captured the attention, it's also useless to just have a list of 10,000 leads or 10,000 followers if you don't actually have conversations with the leads. So the third step is once we have a bunch of emails, SMS, phone numbers, whatever, followers on Instagram, DMs on Instagram, people messaging us first, we actually need to go have a conversation with those people. There's 2 ways you can have conversations. Well, there's 3 ways you can have conversations. The first way is one-to-many. That would be like sending out an email to your entire list saying, hey, book a call because of this reason. That's way number 1. Way number 2 is going to be individualized, like personal messages. And this is honestly where most of our money comes from, is sending out warm outbound. What is warm outbound? That means that we have a list of people that showed some sort of intent around working with us. They opted into a funnel, they have followed us on Instagram, they messaged us a keyword on Instagram. Once they've done that, I know that they have at least a small level of intent in working with us at some point in the future. So what we do is we have a conversation with them. Now, who's having that conversation? You've probably heard of an appointment setter before. An appointment setter is basically going in and either calling the people if we get their phone number, emailing them if we have their email, or messaging them on Instagram if we have them on Instagram, or if you're using like LinkedIn or whatever you want to use. I'm just using the main platforms that I personally use. Now, once you have that conversation, you're having a conversation with them, the last step is to get them on a call and close them. So from conversation to booking in a call to closing. Now, a lot of times, and I've done this before, you can literally just close them right there in the middle of having a conversation, whether it's in the DMs or on the phone right there. But most of the time, for most people, you're going to want to book in a call and then close them on that call. So those are the foundations of online business. If you can understand those 4 things, that's how you market. That's literally it. Sales. What are the foundations of sales? And again, this entire video is just going over the foundations. You can take everything I'm giving you, and it really is that simple. I know a lot of people watch these videos and they're like, there's got to be something that I'm missing. There's really not anything you're missing. It really is as simple as I'm laying it out here. You post organic content or you run an ad, you get attention, you capture it in the form of a follower or a lead, you reach out to those leads, you have conversations, and you book them in for a call. It is literally that simple. The only thing stopping you from going and doing it is the fact that you think it's much more complicated than it actually is. Okay, sales. What is my philosophy around sales? There's kind of 2 ways you can go with sales. Number 1 is kind of like cold sales. Number 2 is marketing-based sales. Now, in my company, we much prefer to do marketing-based sales, but that's not always how it was. Now, what are marketing-based sales? That basically means that my goal is that 80 or 90% of our entire sales process of getting people to buy from us is done through marketing, because that makes the actual sale much easier. So that would be through like long-form content on YouTube, messaging people, having conversations with them before they actually get in the sales call. All that stuff, emails, whatever it might be, that stuff warms them up so that we have someone that gets on a sales call with us, they're much more warmed up and ready to go and ready to buy. The second way, which when you're starting off, this is sometimes the way that you have to go, if you don't have a ton of content to nurture people with, is kind of like cold sales, right? Someone maybe opted into your funnel. Like I have a client who runs a pretty much cold VSL funnel towards prospects. They opt in, he calls them, outbound phone sets them for a call and tries to close them right then and there. Now, close rates are probably going to be a little bit lower. Cash collected probably going to be a little bit lower, but this is a great way to get started. If I had to go back and start from zero and make like, I don't know, 10, 20,000 a month, I could literally set up a funnel in probably 1 or 2 days, 24 to 48 hours, start getting leads within 72 hours, and within day 4, I've already booked my first call. And since I have the skill of sales, I could probably go close somewhere between a $5,000 and $10,000 deal in the next 4 days with a brand new offer and a brand new funnel. Like it really is that simple. It all comes down to having skills. And that's kind of why I know I'll probably never go broke again. So if you can learn these skills, hopefully you'll never be broke again too. Maybe you aren't right now. Now, the third part would be actually getting on the sales call and closing the deal. I'm not going to go over my entire sales script. I do have a video coming out soon at some point going over our exact sales process and script. So I'm not going to go over that. But just know that if you understand the skill of sales, which yes, there's a lot of like tonality involved in all this crap and having a good offer, but at the end of the day, if you could say the right words in a sales call, if you can literally just read a script, you'll close at least 10 to 15% of the people you're going to call and be profitable. Like you're literally you're a 7-page Google Doc script away from being able to make your first $10,000, $20,000 a month. It really is that simple. Like if you just had a script, you could go make $10,000 a month. It's that simple. Okay, now here's where things get a little bit complicated. Fulfillment. You see, if I was to go back and try and make just 10K a month, no more, no less, just 10K a month, I would just go be a closer on somebody else's offer, because making $10,000 a month for your own offer honestly isn't worth it. Because you not only do you have to market, and you have to be fully in charge of marketing, you're basically the CMO, but you also have to get on sales calls all the time, be the one closing deals. And then you have to be the one to go fulfill on all the deals you've closed. So you're basically like a solopreneur running around like a chicken with your head cut off, marketing, selling all day, and trying to fulfill and do a good job for clients. It's probably one of the hardest parts of business is like 0 to 100,000 a month where you're trying to figure that out and you don't have a team. And so if I would just want to make 10,000 a month and like escape the rat race and have freedom, I would just be a closer and just do the one middle part, which is sales, and not have to worry about fulfilling for clients, not have to worry about marketing or getting the calls on my calendar. All I would have to do is just take the calls that are already on my calendar. Okay? So this is really for people that want to make more than 10,000 a month, because honestly, it's not worth it to stay in that spot. So fulfillment. What the heck does fulfillment even look like? I don't care if you're a coach, you're a consultant, or an agency owner. I've literally done all three of those things. And I can tell you from my experience, the way that we fulfill, I'm not gonna say it's like the best way to fulfill because there's a lot of different models to fulfill, but this is pretty much the only model that I've seen work really, really well. Whether you're doing a done-for-you service or a done-with-you like coaching or consulting offer, it's pretty much the same. So how do you do it? Now, there's only two key differences here. If you're running an agency, the structure is gonna be, and this is like once you're past 20, 30,000 a month, the structure is gonna be account manager, managing clients. Again, most people think about delegating sales and marketing first. They wanna like get off sales calls because they hate it. You need to delegate fulfillment first and foremost. That doesn't mean you're not involved in the product and how to deliver it, but you need to get out of the day-to-day, like being the first touch point with clients. That's what you need to get out of first. So the structure is account manager, and if you're running an agency, then it's account manager managing contractors and account managers reporting to clients. Okay, so I don't know if that might sound a little complicated to you, but basically the structure is you have you, and you're not the direct report for your clients. Whenever your clients have a question or a problem, or they want something done different, you can't be the first person they talk to. So you're basically going to hire a position called an account manager or a client success manager, whatever you want to call it, and they're basically the in-between between you and clients. They're the first barrier so that at least 80% of the questions get answered by them, so you're saving yourself 80% of the time on fulfillment. That hire alone is going to save you enough time to go take 3-4 sales calls a day where you can go grow the business. If you're not planning on growing the business, don't hire an account manager though. Now, if you're an agency, again, it's going to be you, account manager, and that account manager is going to manage a team of contractors, whether it's media buyers, video editors, designers, whatever you need to run your agency. Now, if it's a coaching or consulting business, it's basically going to be you, account manager, and that's it, because there's no contractors doing a quote-unquote done-for-you service for clients. And so that's literally the structure that I found that works the best for fulfillment, plain and simple. Now I could go into like SOPs and how to like manage your account manager properly and like how to find that person and do all that. I'm not gonna cover that in this video, but just know the basics of fulfillment is literally just that. That's it. So marketing, get attention, capture the attention, reach out to the attention, have a conversation, book them in for a call. Sales, get on the phone, have a script, close them at minimum 10%. You'll be profitable if you close at 10%. I'm not gonna say you're gonna make 100,000 a month, but you'll at least be profitable if you can learn to close 1 out of 10 calls you get on. And then number 3, fulfillment. Do the fulfillment first, then hire contractors to do fulfillment, then hire account managers to manage those contracts and manage your clients. That's it. That is what's stopping you right now from being able to go make $100,000 a month. My entire team, again, just to show you the proof, I will pull up my Stripe account right now. Last month, $108,900, and I think we had some money from PayPal, from crypto, whatever it might be. That was with a team of Number one, a creative director, full-time, that helps do all the content stuff that you guys watch. Number two, a full-time account manager, helping coach and manage our clients. Number three, a DM setter. That's the entire team. Now, we're bringing on closers and a full-time sales team now, but like, for me to get to 100,000 a month, that is my entire team. It's not as complicated or as far away as you might think. You're literally, the only thing stopping you, like I could go make 100,000 a month for the rest of my life by just generating leads and getting them on my calendar and closing them, fulfilling, and then eventually building a team. Like that's it. I'm trying to make it sound so simple in this video because it really is that simple. It's just a lot of hard work. Like that's what I've learned over the last 3 years of running an online business, is that it really is as simple as people say it is in YouTube videos, like people like me on YouTube. It really is that simple. And the thing stopping you is that you think there's a secret, but the secret is that there is no secret. Peace out.